Hello and welcome back everybody to another World of Warcraft gold farming video. So in this video we're going to be doing another companion farm, and this time we're going to be doing the Crimson Whelpling. Now I consider the Crimson Whelpling the bigger brother or sister of the other Whelplings, like the Azure Whelpling, the Crimson not the Crimson Whelpling, the Emerald Whelpling, which I've done a video on before, and the Bronze Whelpling, which I've also done a video on. But I consider this the bigger sibling because the drop rate is much lower than the others. I think the others are around 0.09% chance of dropping, and this one is 0.01% chance. So it is going to be quite harder to get, but there is an efficient way of farming this here, and I'll go into that in a second. But since it's such a low drop rate, of course that means the price is going to be higher, and this pet can sell from around, I think the average on EU and US servers is around 15,000 gold. Of course, sometimes it sells less, sometimes it sells more. On my auction house, they usually go for around 20k, and they sell very, very quickly. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But as a disclaimer, this is going to be an RNG-based farm. So of course, you might get it on your first try, and you might not get it after 10,000 tries or 100,000 tries. So again, you just kind of have to make sure that this is going to be an RNG farm, and you need to have patience. If you don't like these kind of farms, I have plenty of other videos: Potion of Luck farms, Potion of Treasure finding farms, instance farms, all of that, and you can check it out on my channel. But other than that, where we're going to be doing this farming, as you can see, I'm in the Wetlands, and the Wetlands is located right in the middle of the Eastern Kingdoms. Now, this is a level 20 to 25 zone, so you can probably do this around level 40 or something, but of course I recommend coming back at higher level, just so you can have the skills available to you, such as starfall. But it's going to be in between this place here, the Green Warden's Grove, and the entrance to the Twilight Highness. Very easy to find. You don't need a flying mount or anything to get here. Anyone can come here. But these are, of course, these are going to be level 25 mobs, so you can do this at mostly any level. Of course, druids is going to be the most optional, the most optimal for doing this, since they do have starfall, and you'll see why in a second, and I'm sure you know why already. But again, range classes are probably going to be better at doing this, but it's not always necessary. You can probably do this in melee class very easily, but of course it's going to be not as efficient. So let me get into the route of the farm. There's no route, since it's just going to be farming in this place. These mobs basically have an instant respawn timer. It's about 2 or 3 seconds. It's basically instant. So what I do is I just run in the middle, pop starfall, and then everything just melts away around me. Everything dies within 40 yards, except for these ones which are invading. Oh wow, that's not supposed to be happening. And maybe if I go close to them. There we go. Now they're dying. So that wasn't really supposed to happen. So as you can see now, they're all dying. You can use Hurricane to kill them as well. But it's very easy to do this. What I like to do is I picked up an item called Findle's Looterang. And you can get this item easily off the auction house. You don't have to be an engineer to get it or to use it. But I think engineers do make this item. And on my server it costs about 100 gold. And I think the median on most servers is about 90 something gold. So basically 100 gold. So I recommend picking that up. So basically what I do is I just stand here, pop Starfall, and then I binded Findle's Looterang to E, and then I just spam E, and as you can see, I just get a bunch of items. And that's all I have to do. And the cooldown is on 3-second cooldown, so by the time, since Starfall is on 30-second cooldown, by the time everything's gone down and I'm waiting for Starfall to come back up, it usually takes me about 20 seconds to loot. Since it does loot, it doesn't loot everything one by one, but it does loot everything around the mob's area. So if I loot this guy, it's going to be around this general area, as you can see, but these ones are still not looted. So it's very simple. I only have about 10 seconds downtime, but you can do this with any class, to be honest. You don't need any specific spells, but druids again are going to be the best at doing this. The competition, there wasn't that much competition. I've been here for about 2 or 3 hours, and I saw one level 100 hunter just skinning these mobs, and these mobs do drop either medium level or heavy level. I think it's heavy level, but it's a nice place to level up your skinning, but I wouldn't recommend doing it for gold farming or doing it while farming for the Crimson Whelpling, since you're going to have to skin them one by one, and that's just going to take way too long. It's going to be way too inefficient. So this is a good place for skinning, but I'm not going to talk about that. I got the Emerald Whelpling here, as you can see. I mean, not the Emerald Whelpling, the Crimson Whelpling, within 50 minutes. And now, since this has a 0.01% drop chance, I think I was very lucky in getting this so quickly. But from what I've read on Wowhead, it usually takes people about 2, 3, 4 hours to get it. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Of course, it's very RNG based. But to track my kills, I have an add-on called Rarity. And let me bring it up now. Here it is. So basically this add-on, it just tells you how many mobs you've killed and the amount that you should be able to kill to get a good chance of getting it. So for example, if I mouse over these ebon whelps, as you can see on the bottom right, it says dark whelpling, 1 out of 1,000 attempts. So it's about 0.10% drop chance. So 1 in 1,000 attempts to have a good chance of getting the dark whelpling, but I'm not going to talk about that. For some reason it doesn't appear on these mobs, but if I do loot these guys, as you saw before, now I'm at 51 attempts since I got the Crimson Whelpling, and in total I got 1,737 attempts in total. So I got it about 1,687 attempts, which is I think pretty lucky. So expect to get it around the 5,000 and up mark, up to around 10,000 maybe. I think that's the average range of what I see on what people are saying on Wowhead. But other than that, if there is competition on your server, you can just use an add-on called the Cross Realm Assist add-on, and I'll leave this link in the description for all the add-ons I used. And this is basically, I've talked about this a lot, but it basically uses World of Warcraft's in-game group finder tool to hop onto another server. So if I just press quick join, and as you can see, the mobs will reset. There we go, they reset, and now I'm on a different server. It usually tells you what server it's on, but I think mine's a bit buggy now. But yeah, that's a very good tool if you're stuck on, or if your server has a bunch of competition. And sometimes that can happen. I have jumped on other servers and there are sometimes a bit of competition, but it shouldn't be too much. Other than that, some people are asking me, how do I cage pets? Or how do I sell pets? Since when you directly get it first, it's not soulbound, but I think, I don't know, you can't trade it when you get it first. So what you do, just right click on it and then you'll add it to a pet journal. Don't worry, it won't become soulbound to you. And then you just basically find it in your pet journal. So I learned it now. Let me learn it. There you go. And then I find it in my pet channel. There we go. And then I just press put in cage, and you can level it up. You can use those battle stones or whatever it is on it to level it up and increase its rarity and stuff. And you can basically put it in cage, and you can do it as many times as you want, and you can put it on the auction house. If you want to level it up, it's pretty easy to level up pets nowadays. You'll probably get a few more K profits. But other than the pet, you can can expect around, I guess, 15 to 20k every 2-3 hours from the pet. But then again, you will get a bunch of cloth, as you can see here. This is from 50 minutes of farming. So I've got a bunch of wool cloth, linen cloth, and a bit of silk cloth. But another thing about this farm is a bunch of greens. You'll getting all these greens. Now, what I usually do with these greens is I just disenchant these, and these ones drop soul dust. As you can see, I have an add-on here, and it's very difficult to see. But they do drop soul dust. This one dropped... Oh, this is not supposed to be here. But yeah, these drop soul dust, and soul dust sells decently on those servers. So I recommend just disenchanting those, as you'll get much higher profit than the just the vendor price. But again, the good thing about this farm is transmogs. So there are a few transmogs which sell for quite a lot in this area that can drop. And I think I've heard some of these sell for about a few thousand gold to up to 100,000 gold per transmog. Now, of course, I'm not going to include this in my final results or my gold per hour, since this is an RNG farm and you can't really put gold per hour on an RNG farm. You can only do an estimation. But if you don't, for example, I don't know really what these items are worth, so I recommend picking up an add-on called the Undermine Journal add-on, and I'll leave a link in the description for that. But basically, this add-on allows you to find the median, mean, 3-day, 14-day, and 14-day standard deviation, as well as global standard deviation. I'm not going to go into too much into that. But basically, just look at the median and the mean. As you can see, this item's median, I usually focus on the median as it's, I think, more accurate. It's 52 gold, so that tells me it's probably not going to be worth anything. But for example, this item, global median is 100 gold. It's a bit better, but of course it's not as good. So if you see an item, just go through your greens like this, and if you see an item worth, I don't know, 10,000 gold, 100,000 gold, it's probably not going to be worth that much. However, it will tell you it might be worth something. So I do recommend putting those on the auction house for 48 hours and just coming back and reposting them until you get too tired and run out and get bored and just vendor it or whatever. But that's a good way of finding out what these transmogs are worth. Other than that, this farm is very simple. All you have to do is kill these mobs and they'll just respawn instantly. Let's see. There is another way of getting this. As you can see, you can get this... you can get another mob, another companion called the Dark Whelpling. I'll probably make another video on that sometime in the future. But you can farm these ebon whelps. It's not going to be as efficient, but it does give you a good chance of getting a Dark Whelpling, and I think it has, yeah, it has 0.09% chance or something to drop, 1,000 chance. And the Crimson Whelp does drop from these, But again, these are quite spaced out, so it's gonna be really inefficient. You'd have to be here for hours and hours to get the Crimson Whelpling from these guys. But you can do that if you want. You do get a Dark Whelpling every once in a while, but I'd recommend coming here. So basically that's it. I got 15k, 15 to 20k in about 50 minutes, but of course that's my results. There's an RNG farm, so you're gonna have to be patient. But I guess that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. Like and favorite if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more gold guys like this from me in the future. Until next time, guys, bye.